Flake sensor. Jay, let's go.
I'm loving it, Jay. We've moved up in the world. We've been kind of gifted the title of Cerner, apparently. That's nice and polite from you guys over the desk. Thanks, as usual, for your wonderful little breakdown. But unfortunately, politeness aside, we've got some CS kicking off. It is Tobacco with that early headshot on towards BLD. A nice little trade comes in from that T-side as KNG. He's going to be there to find himself a double kill, in fact, of his own, trying to pierce through for a triple as well. And he finds a quadra kill here. That's what I'm going to call right now. He's going to be going for it. The USP, he's got to tap on away. Can he pull through? Ooh, pushing on towards Ake. Has to look towards ramp. There's the quad kill. Is going to be denied, though, from a little bit more. This is going to be the rest of the team to try and splice in with that trade.
Okay, last man alive, 1 versus 2 situation. Red Reserve got the B site locked out of contention. He's going to have to rotate back towards radio room. He's going to have to try and get that bomb down on side, but Netric's already quick to the rotation. No presence means no challenge, which means that he's not there. So moving on slowly in towards the hot at towards Squeaky Door. 50 seconds on the clock. He's got a bit of time left. He's got to find himself 2 frags to try and get himself this challenge here. Finds Netric, taps him down to 70 HP, moves his way back in towards the site now. Bombs on his back. I think he's going to go for this plant and try set this one up. Still time ticking away. ForceBuy know exactly where he is. And once he peeks out, it's going to be a decider whether actually he does manage to take this pistol. 15 HP down on him. Smartly back down towards the B site, trying to pull fakes left, right, and center against the ForceBuy side. But bomb's finally going to get planted. The after plant should come through. A 1 versus 2. Got to land headshots, and he can't take a single bit of tag damage, which is exactly what's going to happen. Tobacco takes him down. Pistol round goes to the favor of ForceBuy.
Kind of disappointed. Now that I've actually got a UI, and my dreams of the quad kill were shattered, I realized that his teammate actually stole one of the picks, and it was only 3 anyway. That's kind of a shame. They had a very nice ramp hold. Like, credit where credit is due. It was only a triple kill in total between the 2 of them, but even then being able to get 3 kills over towards that direction is pretty damn nice. But it doesn't do enough, right? It doesn't really do too much at all. Instead, though, it comes down to that site position, and that's where they come out on top. ForceBuy with that round on the board, and I mean the connection to the secondary I think is pretty clear cut, right? Because Red Reserve, they're just going to sit tight. They're not going to really invest anything at all really into this round. Just a few light pistols here and there, a flash and a smoke. And their objective here is just to go, all right, can we get another bomb plant? Can we double down on the economy that we've already gained? Realistically, ForceBuy should make that impossible. They've got so much here to stop them from getting any pushes. Any smart utility play as well that comes out from Red Reserve should be countered by ForceBuy. It has to be the CT side making a mistake to allow bomb plant to come in.
Yeah, indeed. It's just going to be the CT side cleaning things up. KS with a double Jellican gets 2 as well. VLD will try and back, but once again, not much coming through for this T side. 4 men stay alive for ForceBuy. Triple kill for KS at the end of that round. And like you said, just trying to double down on the economy that they had. They will save, not invest into too much equipment for that last round, and throw it away to get themselves AKs out in round 3. Full sets of utility. 3 smokes on the cards here. So execution potential is awry here for the A site if they do decide to go for it. They're going to go for a bit more outside control, so completely flipping the switch on, well, how they played the last few rounds, and Netric is going to have to be the man that deals with it. He gets himself a good grenade, though, as he takes down Cake. Beautifully done. Tobacco chimes in onto TL as well. Already, we're down with 3 versus 5 to the favor of the ForceBuy side.
Yeah, looking very, very good for the CT side right now, as they are going to be in control of the situation with a 2-man lead. What more do they have to do here? The answer really is not much at all. They can just hold their angles now and look towards his Red Reserve side, work out what they're trying to do to adapt to what is going on around them, and then it's just slotting to play and find the picks. Because that is pretty much all we're seeing right now. Tobacco knows that they're going to try and push towards outside, so he'll throw down the Molotov, burn away KNG, or at least apply better damage. Doesn't really allow Knack to cross with him. 1 player on that lurk, that's all well and good, but that bomb not being able to get over, that's a struggle. But, oh, they leave a window open. Red Reserve, they've made the run. Can they get that bomb down, though? Time is ticking. 45 seconds left. KNG still waiting patiently. This one is going to face on towards Doors. Larson with the AWP catches off BLD. Eric begins to face with this UMP now as 2 players pushing him. The flash here could be pretty damn good as the push comes in. The flash will flare, but it won't change anything. The push still happens, though. And there's that first pick. Can he do a little bit more? Knack in towards the side of fence. Looking fairly simple for ForceBuy, to be honest. Fairly anticlimactic, if I'm honest, Jay.
Yeah, and these first few rounds have definitely been favoured towards this CT side. Like, these guys have just been picking apart Red Reserve bit by bit, and it just started with those 2 kills early on in the round. Just found those out towards the outside area, and just like that, Red Reserve just started to crumble to pieces. And ForceBuy are actually making this round work, making this game work. So far, so good. They're going to be back to an eco on the Red Reserve side. P250s, a bit of Kevlar for 1, a smoke as well for Cake. That's all they're going to have here. And, well, I mean, this is definitely not what we were expecting early on. We were expecting a good few explosive rounds and trades back and forth. Hopefully, we should see someone who can come back to our second rifle buy-up. The ForceBuy so far taking a good hold of this matchup. They are going to sacrifice the outside and secret area to Red Reserve, who will get themselves downstairs in towards a B site push. BLD will be playing alert. Jylakin's already reading onto it, and he will spot out all 4 of the T side players. Might just call in a rotation because, well, the bomber's also been spotted as well. KS going to take down the first, and now the quick rotations coming on through the try and shut them down. Mech is out towards the outside near the vents, and Jylakin, well, okay, we'll do get the assist. KS gets the kill. Jylakin finds coming onto one. Larson gets one more. And now it's just one man left alive. A full sweep from the ForceBuy side. Not a single man goes down. And they find themselves a 4-0 scoreline early on in this match.
It's exactly what ForceBuy needed to, bear in mind. We wanted to see them do well on their CT side because we know they're weaker on that T side, right? That was something the analyst desk brought to the table. So if that all comes in and kind of holds truth to it, then ForceBuy being 4-0 up right now is exactly where they need to be. They're going to try and push further as well, go for the 5th round now. Or the 5th round. This has been a good start. 5 rifles for Red Reserve, of course. Plenty of utility. An outside execute is good. The only problem is the push almost certainly will come in from ForceBuy in terms of the counter-aggression this time around. They've got 2 players there, which prompts the idea of them either pushing back through a main to get themselves onto the A site and just being passive, or I think the more expected option, they'll just go a bit aggressive if they feel like Red Reserve aren't really doing all that much or playing ball. Especially because of the amount of damage they're getting down through the smoke as well.
Once again, great stuff coming in from ForceBuy, taking that early advantage. It's not a pick. It's not those 2 kills that I like to see from them, but it is still going to be tag damage nonetheless. 18 HP for one of the players of the Red Reserve side. A minute to go for them to make a move. 4 players stacked in towards the inside area. Next still holding out outside, and there's Larson taking down a first. One trade does come back towards the outside as Tobacco goes falling. 4 versus 4 situation. Still a UMP and 2 AKs in play for the CT side, but KS is still going to make it work with a nice double. Drops the bomb, and now the 2 remaining T side players have 18 and 34 HP up against 4 players that are forced by side. Jylakin's coming in with a backstab. Kenji has no idea this is coming in, takes the kill, and now only 1 versus 4. For Red Reserve to stay in this round, it's not going to happen. It looks like ForceBuy are going to take themselves the 5-round advantage, and Red Reserve will be down to a full round loss bonus here. Not a great start for this T side, which is quite interesting because we were expecting this to be a very, very close match. Of course, it is still early days, so we will see if they can bring it back with the buy-up in the next round. But regardless, still, it is still ForceBuy starting off like we were saying, like the analysts were saying, with a great CT start at 5-0 here.
Yeah, 8 seconds left. TL is literally just clasped at some straw, seeing if he can stay alive with that AK-47. And I mean, going back to what we just listed about a close match, let's just remember here that this is a best of 3. So anything can change, and a close match doesn't always get defined by the scoreline of each individual map, but by the series score in itself. I wouldn't be too shocked at all for this one to go 2-1 up. However, see, you know, a stomp of a first and second map, and then a very, very tight, even overtime third map. That wouldn't shock me. If anything, that would be what I expect right now. Because both of these teams have very cookie-cutter map picks. I think that, sure, Red Reserve have a lot of experience. I mean, I look back to, you know, their ESCA results, for example, where they didn't drop a single map across Open and Premier combined over 2 seasons. That's something in itself. And, of course, that comes from the core 3, but it's something to look towards in terms of the knowledge of Red Reserve. But even then, ForceBuy, if they can just hold together on the CT side, that's where their scorelines come in. This ramp push is good, but it's just being picked apart by crossfires. That's just simple Counter-Strike for the CT side.
And Red Reserve with a ForceBuy not going well for their favour. Tech 9's armor, helmets, 1 AK that is going to get picked up, but it's still a 2 versus 5, or 1 versus 5 as Larson tries to make it a clean sweep. Not going to happen. He does get himself a triple kill. He does get traded. And now the pause will come in for Red Reserve. 6-0 down already. I think this is actually a smart decision here. I think this is a tech pause. Attack pause, sorry. And indeed, it is going to be a attack pause. So for these guys, you know, I think that now will probably be the best time to call it. You know, ForceBuy, it doesn't take that many rounds for them to get themselves up in the advantage for this half, or this CT side 8-0. So for them to call this one out now, they've got a bit of an economy. They can buy up. It will be a bit awkward for some players, particularly MCH with 3,700 on his side. But a full buy should come in. They've just really got to think about what they're doing wrong here, because so far ForceBuy have been absolutely flawless this match.
Yeah, it's been pretty much pitch perfect. The team play has been really what's carried them through in all of these rounds. The crossfire last round was just a prime example of how ForceBuy have been able to pick things up. And also, just a little tidbits of aggression is something I noted in that kind of 3rd and 4th round buy. I mean, the other thing as well for this pause is the reason why they've called it now is not just the scoreline, but it's the economy reasons of it. If ForceBuy win this next round, they're pretty much set up on a pedestal to start capping out players at 16k. which is a real big problem for Red Reserve to deal with, because breaking through that much money, even on a CT side, is a struggle. So stopping it now means that it's only a few more rounds. They know they're going to have maybe 8k, maybe 10k across some players here and there, which sure is a big amount. Well, how can they deal with it? So far, pretty damn good. MCH going to be there to support, gets himself a double kill. Kake going to help with just another on towards Tobacco, but Jilikin strikes back, and the trades start to hold true for the CT sire. But if Larson gets caught out right now by KNG, this round is solidified.
And there it is, explosive out the gate playing towards the A site from Red Reserve. Will get themselves a first, so lots now at stake. They are going to build themselves up a bit of an economy, so they will buy into the AWP from a KNG for the Red Reserve side. Meanwhile, ForceBuy also going to buy in as well. Got the economy for it. I think they'll be able to get another buy up in the next round as well. AWPs for both sides. Larson will take his out towards ramp room. And KNG will be playing aggressive outside, looking for the out of control here for Red Reserve. A different play from what they had last time, a bit more slow-paced. And I have questions about this. I have my reservations about this because, well, they've played passive. They've played reserved for, well, a little bit, quite a little bit for 6 rounds, and well, it hasn't been going well for them. So to slow this one down again probably enables ForceBuy a potentially good advantage, but we will see how he does play out. Larson now holding outside, a good play, because now Red Reserve are going to be stuck out in the dumps. A good grenade is going to do quite a bit of damage onto Nak and Kake. A little over a minute and 10 to go. Red Reserve look to head out outside here, potentially through A main or B squeaky. Netrick is going to get a little bit of information, I do think, and Chaos is also challenging onto one in the radio room area. A minute to go, smokes out. It's going to be secret push, and a small gap spots out Larson. Larson takes the first, and now he's going to get all the information his team needs, because he has spotted the bomb, and Netrick is already rotating to be dealing with his T-side push.
Yeah, Netrick being in this position right now is just so good for the CT side, because even if he only fires one, it still holds the trading advantage true for the CT side. Even if Red Reserve get the pick back, it doesn't matter anymore. Tobacco's position as well holds a lot of merit to it, as the push is going to come in. Netrick has his chance to strike. MCH, you got to check these corners, you got to check. Oh no, he gets a free one, goes in for a second, finds the headshot on towards KNG. Jilikin in the meanwhile, just on the flip side of the map, takes down Nak, and it gets worse and worse for the Brazilians, as they have been struck right back down to the depths of just a singular round. The second follow-up is looking impossible. BLD, last man standing, and he's just going to get slipped in the back by an M4A4. As ForceBuy, not only do they maximize their own economy, but they crush the Red Reserve side. They have barely anything going into this round. Everything they've gained in terms of what they get on a per round basis has been reset. They've got some serious thinking to do.
Yeah, like that's going to be crushing for Red Reserve, you know, just having that opportunity to really break the ForceBuy side, get themselves maybe another buyback and start building up their own economy has now been set to the depths of hell, because now they're not going to have that chance to do that, and ForceBuy forced them onto a pistol quasi. Tech 9s for them out, Kevlar, no helmets, barely any utility, a flash and 3 smokes for what could be an execution coming on through here, but the damage has already been done so far. Max down to 66 HP, good grenade is going to do a little bit more. And here it comes. Smokes are coming out. Red Reserve are going to try to see if they can play the explosive rush strategy once again to get themselves a bomb plant here. This is not the scoreline we were expecting. 7-1. ForceBuy really showing up. We saw that they were a strong team during the qualifiers. We weren't expecting them to go this hard against the Red Reserve side, because now this T side have a lot of work to do to try to get themselves back here in map number 1. A minute to go. Once again, the Tech 9 close range players, what's going to have to be on the cards for these T-side gentlemen. A flashbang, ready to go through. Looks like they're going to exit on towards the ramp room, but Jilikin spots out the first grenade. Is going to do a lot of damage. May just take one down. Not exactly the position. It's just not right to be met. There goes sprays on through. Jilikin takes himself a second, and Kake comes through to the trade of a 3-on-4 situation. Still to the favor of ForceBuy, so they have every advantage in the world, and Red Reserve are just getting caught out in the open. KNG does try back onto Tobacco. 3 versus 3 in towards Heaven, looking for his second. We'll drop the AWP, and now this one might turn around at the drop of a dime. KS still comes through, taking down one, and both CTs are in the A site. The bomb is on its way towards Heaven. 20 seconds to go. Red Reserve, they need to act fast now because they're running out of time, and ForceBuy have the angles pretty nicely locked out here. KS is still on A site, still holding back. 10 seconds. They've got to get this one down. It's going to be a retake coming in for the ForceBuy side.
I think KS just tries to push and stop the bomb here. I think they might. Oh, no, Ricky. It's going to come back up. The nade is going to go down as well, doing even more damage on towards Kake. They do try and deny the plant, but it will come through. Kake so low, just 37 HP is very little amount He just plays around the smoke, and that actually favors Netrik and allows him to further creep on through. And there's the pick off the back of that, takes down Kake, leaving just as Tech9 to play from the depths of above right now, and it is looking yet again impossible. The defuse is soon to follow. The AWP to be picked up to the back of Netrik. This is happy days for ForceBuy right now, but I think there is a point that has to be said, and a point that will be sorely missed if it is just forgotten about, is the fact that Red Reserve, I think they only need 4 rounds on this T side to try and win this game. Now, I know that sounds like a bit of a wacky comment, and I know you'll be the first person to jump in straight there and be like, hold on a second, let's not get ahead of ourselves. But if you think about it, the minimum amount of rounds that I'd say you really need to do to contest a half like this, where ForceBuy do have that much stronger presence on their CT side, is 4. If ForceBuy are as weak as the analysts suggest on that T side, this is where Red Reserve can then bring it back in that second half. Especially when they're winning rounds like this already, getting their headshots in. It does show they've got the aim, it's just, you know, the CT side are better for the generic case, I think is the fairest way to describe it.
Well, 3 versus 5 early on in this round. KNG spots up the AWP, but doesn't manage to land the shot on the duel. MCH comes from with the tobacco as well, so 2 versus 4. Well, it'll still be the CT side chiming back into some kills here and there, taking down some of the Red Reserve players. Might look for another kill. Does Netrik. He's not taking any damage so far in this round. Larsen's also peeking. I'm going to get the information, so a good chance for the lineup right there. Takes 2 and the 3rd through the smoke. A quadra kill for Netrik. Shuts the whole thing down. Red Reserve, no chance to hell. 9-1. Well, let's see whether they can get those 4 rounds on the board. I think they're going to be relying on that CT side, like you were saying at this point, because so far this T side has just been absolutely for naught here for Red Reserve.
Yeah, I feel like this game, it might not feel fairly predictable, but I think everyone knew this was kind of going to happen. I feel like the analysts knew this was going to happen. I feel like even just looking at the stats of the 2 teams in itself, if you're just a viewer, you kind of know how things lay out. And I'm not even going to talk about what's happening right here, because it's just a bloodbath, right? ForceBuy are just farming up Red Reserve. It's just like a standard Sunday afternoon for them.
Yeah, now AK's out in this next run. Bit of a force coming on through, but well, Red Reserve have now or never to get themselves some rounds on the board. Like you said, you're looking for those 4 rounds at this point. You know, at this point, what more can you really say other than hope for the CT side advantage? You know, like, so they need to get some rounds on the board eventually, sometime soon, because ForceBuy are still showing up strong as ever, taking down the first with the AWP shot onto KNG. A 5-on-4 will ensue early on in this round.
Yeah, if you don't get 4, then you just don't have enough kind of breathing room, I think, going into the second half. Especially ForceBuy win the pistol, bear in mind. Who knows where that pistol is going to go? That could really throw a serious wrench into the works. Much like this push coming in. Over on towards the side of ramp, the headshot angle is being held by Giolakin. He is going to be swiftly punished by BLD as decapitation comes in thick and fast. TL going to get himself, well, MCH should be saying to get that one right. Gets himself in towards this B site, practically trying to take a little bit more of that fighting angle. As Netrik is going to be there to go for a quick jump towards that. Doesn't quite find it, but eventually pulls on through. A rough gunfight, but still success for ForceBuy, as they do hold themselves a man advantage. Now they get themselves set up. They're looking to go in for this retake together as a unit. They notice that team play is going to be a big part of why this round could be successful for them. As Larsen just clearing out some angles towards ramp. Kake has the nice hold though. He still looks for both of these picks. Finds one, drops the ADP, goes to the second, and he gets it, a huge double kill. It completely annihilates this CT side, leaving them just 2 players left standing. How do they approach this round now? Both in very different locations, both trying to play this one out solo. We've just stressed the idea of team play. That's all but gone. MCH, that's an easy headshot for him. Well, the shoulder, all the same. Tobacco with the backstab with the M4A4 is all well and good. Well, there's only so much he can do.
Second round on the board for Red Reserve. Finally, they need it at this point after 4 rounds of consecutive wins on the ForceBuy side. Still going to have to deal with the economy, though. Take a look at that. 4 players pre to buy with 5 digits of economy. They will buy in, of course, standard AWPs out for the CT side. M4s as usual. Red Reserve not looking as strong. 4 AKs and a UMP. Still going to be pretty strong, of course. See how well Nat can play the SMG to his favour, but once again, the utility is just well on point for ForceBuy, getting those grenades out to very key positions, which does do a lot of damage to this T side. Look at that, BLD's taking a 77 HP already, and they will hold once again the angles that have made them work so far. MCH will actually spot out 1, not able to take that kill so far, and KS is going to go a little bit too aggressive for his own right, will still win out the duel, gets taken down at 12 HP, but he wins that man advantage for the ForceBuy side, and already that's not the start that Red Reserve want. They need to get those 4 rounds. We can't stress how important that is at this point, because that is that is the only strategy that they can really find to work with here. They will get the trade back. KNG takes one and the second onto Jylakin. Now KS will have to be the man that tries challenging on towards the site with just 12 HP. It's not going to happen. Kake takes him down, and a 2-on-4 will ensue with full access towards the A site. It looks like ForceBuy are going to have to save in round 13.
It does mean that Red Reserve are going to be looking like they're going to get their third on the board, which is huge, as we just discussed. I think that fourth round is pretty much the kind of minimum amount you can try and claim. And I think another point to go down here is, no matter the outcome of this map, I think all it does is set the argument straight for just how strong ForceBuy can be on their CT sides. They're a very good team on that CT side. But you can't let this map, no matter the result, be a red herring to you for how the rest of this series is going to go. I think every single map you have to take with a fresh slate and just look at the two teams and do a direct face-off and not look at the past right now. Either way, 3 for 2. CT side's still going to have a bit of a fight over it here and there, just to see if they can take down a little bit more with them. There's actually Nera getting the tag there. It meant that he got a kill off the back of the bomb exploding. One way to go about it.
10-3. Red Reserve getting themselves the pistol buffer. Still think they need a little bit more than that. Just one more round than they would have had. But they would have brought their way back into this matchup here. AWP out once again for the ForceBuy side, so they will live up to their namesake. Economy still should be in their favors. They should have themselves another buy in the last round of the half. Red Reserve, however, finally getting themselves a bit of economical ground here. Still at the risk of a reset, which wouldn't be that good for this next round here if they end up losing ForceBuy. In with a better buy just to shut down the entire half at 12-3, but oh, good one taps from MCH. Meanwhile, he's going to turn that entire thinking right upside down as KNG is going to get himself some aggression out. Takes one pick back to Bucko with the trade for 4-on-3 situation. Favors Red Reserve. Still going to be moving in towards the ramp room. 3 players out there. 1 on the lurk outside. Will be watching out with the AK-47. Netric and Co. in towards B site. They think it's going to be a B hit, but Red Reserve have headed their way all the way to hell. They might go to heaven and try and get a bomb down here. MCH is still playing outside, trying to shut down the rotation if they do go out from Squeaky. 55 seconds for the Red Reserve side to get themselves into this A side, which looks like exactly where they're going to be going. Kake leading the charge alongside his teammates down in towards the side. It's going to be Netric taking that first challenge on the BLD, and Jylakin comes back onto Nak as a 2 versus 3 situation. MCH is still watching out from Main, and Kake trying to get the bomb down. MCH takes the kill. It's back to a 2-on-2. The retake is on for the ForceBuy side. 1 coming in from Vents, 1 coming in from Hut. And Red Reserve to defend themselves a chance in this matchup here. They really need to win this round here, otherwise it's going to be all over. Jylakin taking first face in towards the site. They've got the fuse kit spots at the first, and MCH doesn't know where the second is on Kake. Good flashbang is not going to do him too much favors, and he will take himself a triple kill in the round with Kake falling. It will be 11 rounds on the board for the ForceBuy side.
You know what's so good about that round? It's just the skill coming out from Jylakin in terms of the basic Counter-Strike mechanic of pre-aiming. That's why he wins that right there. You know, I'm sure there are a few other smaller elements, but the fact that he was able to pre-aim that pick just over on towards the entrance of that site, and so much, just completely blocked off any player in towards mini or the flip side of vent, or old vents nowadays. That's so valuable in a retake like that, because then the 2 versus 1 rolls on in, and all you got to pretty much do then is just overwhelm your opposition, right? It's fairly simple, especially when you pretty much know he's going to be around that bomb stack. Either way now, Red Reserve, they're going for an all-or-nothing play. This is balls to the wall. They charge into the site. They go 1-for-1 with their opponents. KNG tries to bring things back, but then it's a spray down. Tobacco gets himself a double kill. BLD still swinging. But the hopes and dreams of the Brazilian side are rapidly being distinguished right now by the ForceBuy talents as they sit 2 for 2 on their CT side, looking for a little bit more. BLD snaps onto the head of Larson, though. What a headshot. What sort of range is that? But Jylakin goes to the 1v1. Can he pre-aim his way out of this one? As it is going to be Nak planting it down. That helps him somewhat, as now he can just focus on the play at hand. But Jylakin, he's hungry for this one. He wants this one. Nak seems to think that he knows where his opponent is playing towards, but he has no idea. Jylakin is playing him so perfectly. Ooh.
Or not, apparently.
Nak gets the backstab. The timing of that, a second, all the difference. And the perspective is key there, I think. Literally a second comes down to, can he move forward in time? We expect him to move a little bit further to the left to be able to dodge that door angle, but he doesn't. Nak gets the timing.
Well, Red Reserve claiming themselves those that 4th rounds that we said where they needed really badly. So Now we'll see what we're talking about on the analyst desk with ForceBuy and their T side. Is it as weak as they say it is? Tech9 Raid Boss on KS will be the initial play. 2 flashbangs on Larson and Netric. We'll try and line it up for what looks to be an A-site push coming on through, trying to blind off the Red Reserve forces on the CT side. So KS is going to be crucial. He's going to be aggression coming on through here. The flashbangs, here they come in towards site. Going to be very quick plays. KS spots at the first, but Knack takes the headshot and shuts down the Raid Boss immediately. Tobacco comes back with 1, and Larson gets 1 out towards the main. It's a 3 versus 4, and now a 2 versus 4. Trylikin taking down Knack with low HP. Kakis coming in from the back. He will not be able to get anything done as MCH takes a kill on towards Tobacco. It's a 1 versus 3 situation, and the lone man standing between Red Reserve and a very bad scoreline is MCH out towards Heaven. Will challenge onto Larson, taking him down. Bomb still on the A site and near to go, so they can rotate if they want to, but he's still going to take that headshot onto Netric. A 1 versus 3 clutch for the 4 kill situation. We'll go challenging on towards the close range angles of Jylikin. He takes him down now. It's low man's HP for both of the remaining players for ForceBuy and Red Reserve. No defuse kit on MCH, so Larson's going to go the long way around and try and defend it, but he's going to hit all the footsteps, takes himself a quadra kill. Unbelievable stuff. Saves Red Reserve a pistol, saves themselves a 5th round.
This is why Red Reserve win this game. They got 4 rounds, they win this one. Here we go. This is where it all begins. MCH pops off. There's the quadra kill I wanted. I was casting this round in the first round of this game, it seems. As we go 11-5, there's that first connected for the CT side. The excitement kicks on in as we have ourselves a game on our hands. Auto shotgun coming into the hands of BLD. UMPs are plenty. ForceBuy lifting up to their name, going straight in with everything they can muster. UMPs, Tech9s, a lot of utility. But what's the play going to be outside? Well, show us some aggression, show us what you've got. KNG going very aggressive right into the smoke. The auto shotgun of BLD playing right from above as well. Going to drop one towards KS. Actually decides to get in towards the window. With the UMP of KNG just diving back us over towards Long. Keeps our attention on edge as he takes down Larson and looks to double dip for a second as well.
And there's BLD chiming in with that auto shot. KS comes in the back and takes him down, gets it stacked for his own side. A 3 versus 4, a 2 versus 4 is the CT as well. Their positional advantage is the advantage that wins them in this case. Shotty recovered, 6-11. Red Reserve really bringing themselves back into contention for this round. ForceBuy with a ForceBuy in that last round will cost them the economical buy up here. A quick pause coming in. This is going to be a tactical pause. Is that correct? No, no, sorry, that's a technical pause, excuse me, for the Red Reserve side. So just a quick technical issue. We can get back into this matchup very, very quickly. Yeah, what an interesting couple of rounds from Red Reserve, and especially from the ForceBuy side, using that ForceBuy, living up to their namesake. That's actually going to cost them a little bit here because they're not going to be able to get the rifles that we were expecting to see in this round. And I'm not sure whether that could be a smart play. I guess in retrospect, looking back, it really wasn't, because now they're going to be down to regular pistols. They're going to be down to an eco, and Red Reserve will be up to build up their economy here.
I feel like one thing for ForceBuy is that they're going to be... I don't know how they're going to be feeling against Red Reserve, to be honest, but I feel like my hunch would tell me that they're confident and they feel like they've got rounds to toy with. So when they're 11-6 right now, they're going to be thinking to themselves, all right, you know, let's go for the ForceBuy. If it doesn't work out, they're only going to get to what? 11-7, maybe even 11-8, depending on how much we really want to push ourselves in these rounds before we can start to chain things back together and close this one out for the win. But do they know what we know, which is Red Reserve, their CT side? It's also just as strong. And ForceBuy, do they acknowledge the fact that their T side is what makes them a weak team? Who knows? A lot to be said, but a lot to be witnessed. As this game, it's about to get hotter and hotter. The pause gets removed. The match goes live. 18th round, a lot to play for. Who comes out on top?
For this round, it looks likely on paper just to be Red Reserve off the buy-up alone. ForceBuy, Glocks in hand. Have to land some very sick headshots, but so far, not going to start things up as KNG and Knack just clean things up. BLD comes in with 1, and just like that, it's easily cleaned up. At the very least, they managed to get themselves an opening for Netric to get himself in towards B site and get the bomb down, but he turns back around trying to get himself some kills. He's a bit kill hungry, so will be 7 rounds on the board for Red Reserve. ForceBuy now with a buyback into this round. AK is out for their side. No AWP opportunities. Netric is going to have to go ahead and buy up alongside his teammates. 5 smokes, 8 flashbangs, 2 grenades, and a Molotov is what they have to work with. So execution is on the cards. Lots of utility to work with. This could be a round that ForceBuy could try and turn this whole thing back around against the Red Reserve side. But still, definitely a weaker C side that we saw the analysts talking about. Let's see if ForceBuy can try to turn us around in the next one.
Yeah, this is what we've got to see right now. We've been kind of playing on the idea of predictions. We've been playing to the story, but you've also got to play to the fact that it's an entry kill for ForceBuy. That means that they hold the advantage. BLD, sure, going to look for a trade, but he's playing to the wrong tune right now. That push isn't going to be coming towards his direction anytime soon. Tobacco holding for just another headshot on towards MCH presents a stronger side for ForceBuy. And bear in mind, as much as we want to hit the storyline, if ForceBuy do pick off this round, they start to already chip away at this CT side, and it's looking fairly decisive, it has to be said. 3 kills in play already for KS as he just taps away. Kake is the last man standing. There's no way he pulls through a 1v5. This is going to be no Pronax play. Instead, it's going to go 12-7 here. That bomb is going to tick away and lead us to that point. Kake looks for a bit of damage here and there, sure. But the most devastating factor is going to be just kind of the economy for Red Reserve. They've got to repair this one very, very quickly.
3k for KS in that round, and like you said, Red Reserve on a very bad spot because for ForceBuy, every round from here on out is just going to be one closer to that map point. Red Reserve will be in with a ForceBuy of their own. 3 M4s, a UMP, and an AWP, but this is very risky for this CT side. If ForceBuy are able to win another round here, that could potentially mean a 14-7, maybe even 15-7, depending on how the rounds do play out. So ForceBuy looking for their opening back into taking a swift and clean scoreline. Red Reserve still playing to keep themselves alive in this map here. Smokes are going out from Netric. It looks like it might just be an execution on towards the A site to try and shut this whole thing down. Still have to be dealing with a lot of CTs, and Kake out towards ramp room is going to see if he can try and get any information. So far, not going to be the case. It looks like, well, from all the information that has been given to the Red Reserve side, except maybe for KNG, 2 players going out towards Squeaky. They might try play a lurk and try prompt out a rotation. Kake has definitely gone down towards that angle to try and deal with it. Minute and 10 though, ForceBuy. Bomb still out towards radio room, so this could still end up being an A play here. Red Reserve in a bit of disarray. Don't know what to do. It's actually going to be B ramp split coming through here. MCH spots out the first, but isn't able to take the kill. 39 HP, and now Jarlakin is looking for the last CT. That's going to be defending from the other side. Kake takes the first, looks for his second Tobacco with a trade of 4 versus 4, and 45 seconds on the clock. Now the CTs are rolling on through towards the rotation. 1 in the vents, 1's already on site. They've got to look out for MCH. Actually, this could be where he actually manages to learn up the play. Still going to be looking towards Toxic, doesn't spot anybody out, and now Netric will spot out the gun barrel, takes him down. The man advantage swings back to the favor of ForceBuy. 30 seconds on the clock. Bomb's got to go down. The Molotov will keep the rotations at bay from the vents area now. Bomb's going to go down. 1 player's rotating. 20 seconds. Retake for Red Reserve.
Time is of the essence. That bomb is ticking away. Look at this double stack coming in from ForceBuy, putting 2 players both in towards 1 spot. One way of going about it. Knack already starting off strong, does do the hefty work on towards Larson. But there's more hard lifting to achieve right now. Oh, KNG, AWP flicked to the side. That's one way to escalate the situation. The smoke goes down, the push comes in. Knack right through the door on towards Nerik. The defuse is going to come through because Red Reserve, they are looking on point. 12-8 is going to be the scoreline. ForceBuy may have been able to muster a singular round, but Red Reserve, they reset their opponent's economy and they keep their own in check. That right there is the narrative that we should be exploring. ForceBuy have some players with a core 3 enough to buy, in fact. But are they going to do it? Are they actually going to go for it? I'd expect them so. Get the AWP up in towards Larson. Go for the UMP as well. Sure, your utility is going to be a bit of an odd point for you. But aggression could be the merit of this round. 12-8 though. That gap swiftly dwindling. Red Reserve, I still hold they're still here to play. And my prediction still sits hard and fast onto Red Reserve winning this map.
Let's see, it's going to be AWP peaks coming on through towards the outside. KNG's watching, Larson's going aggressive, and Netric and Co are there to back him up. There's going to be an outside player from the ForceBuy side. They're getting themselves a lot of map control towards this general area, and there comes the first pick. The AWP is down for Red Reserve, so a 5-on-4 will ensue. A play, A main, looking likely. Netric's going to get himself out of smoke. One of the only smokes they've got for the ForceBuy side, as Larson gets himself a very beautiful flick onto MCH as well. A 3-on-5 now as Red Reserve, their numbers are crumbling, their forces are beginning to dwindle. and ForceBuy have themselves a mountain of map control. A bomb can go anywhere at this point, and it will be difficult for Red Reserve to try and get themselves in with a chance here. KS going to go challenging. BLD going to take down that one kill. AWP from Larson still going nuts. He takes himself a third. He's gotten every single kill for this T side so far this round. Tobacco finally chuming in with one of his own, and the second to clean up the A site. It's going to be a 13th round for ForceBuy as they shut down Red Reserve, as they trade rounds 1 for 1, and the CT economy is not looking very good.
How does this happen? Not like this, Red Reserve. Everything was going your way. And then a few little tidbits here and there allow ForceBuy to do what they've just had done to them, turn back on towards you. The round where Red Reserve needed to win it to pretty much secure themselves what would have been something like 12-10. It could now be very much different. Already Gila King going to tap away. Knack does get the drive-by with the 5-7. But even then, they only take control just the Ina Echelons of that A-site anti-push. KS with the UMP does get another pick on towards MCH, but I'm only seeing value right now for the Danes. And this is not what I want to be seeing. In this 4v3, it's looking like this is going to go in a very favorsome way towards this T side. KS with just another. The pistol Knack does wait for the push to come in, but trades to really add insult to injuries. Tobacco takes down Knack, leaving just BLD to mop it all up. A 1v3, a minute on the clock. Sure, it's not impossible, but just because something's not impossible doesn't mean it's not exceptionally unlikely.
ForceBuy, bomb going to go down on A site, and BLD has to pull off an incredible clutch to try and make this one work, and I think he realizes just as much as the rest of us that is an extremely unlikely circumstance. The economy for Red Reserve calls for it. They've got nothing in the banks, and with a 2-round loss bonus, they're not going to be able to get themselves a buyback here. Unless they ForceBuy and try and count themselves lucky. It may just be the overtime play for Red Reserve. That's risky in its own right, you know. ForceBuy have proven themselves a very formidable force on their CT side, finding themselves and scraping themselves a good few rounds together on their T side. Like, this has really not been Red Reserve's map. It's going to be a 14th round for the T side. They're slowly closing in, and if BLD goes down, this will be absolutely tragic for Red Reserve. You can hear the footsteps. He's going to have to challenge onto one. Looks for his second. Might make the round very expensive for the ForceBuy side. Just survives just in time to hold on to at least one gun for the next round. But you can see the Red Reserve economy. This is looking exceptionally tough for the CT side.
You know something that's got to be said, and I feel like now is a pretty good time to say it. We've been waving our Brazilian flag a fair bit. I think that's a fair comment. But we've got to give credit where credit is due. ForceBuy have actually played a much better T side than what I was expecting to see. They've got the crucial rounds. Sure, they haven't got the majority of them, but the crucial rounds that take control of the economy, I mean, that's what's getting them up on the score right now. That's what puts them 2 away from winning. Food for thought. Make sure you do pay some respect towards this T side who are putting on a good match of CS right now up against their rivals. Is it 14-8, just still 2 required. A pertinent number that we keep our eyes dead set upon. Red Reserve in this round are looking very, very low on weaponry. Going to be contesting with a Mag 7, 1 rifle, and then a handful of SMGs and some more shotguns alike. Positioning really is going to be tested here. Utility is non-existent. They have a smoke, a molly, and a frag grenade. So it literally comes down to gun skill and just making sure they're in the right place at the right time.
50 seconds on the clock for ForceBuy to make a move. They're playing this one carefully because they realize that Red Reserve may go for an extremely hard ForceBuy into this round, which, you know, for the economical sense of things makes sense, you know. A lot of rounds for them to find on their CT to try and bring themselves to overtime, so it looks like they may just play for that particular ForceBuy. KNG going to get that first try. The kid challenge back. Kake gets a headshot, but it's trading 2 for 2, a 3-on-3. Netric also going to shut out Knack. He cannot get himself any retreat coming on through here. BLD and MCH, last 2 alive for the Red Reserve side. Bombs on its way in towards radio room and on towards the A site. 10 seconds. Should be able to get the bomb down nicely here, but a little risk risky, of course, just about getting it down within the time limits. But I think the bottom line here is going to be the 2 versus 3, the retake on for Red Reserve to win this round. Already Netric shuts down the first, and MCH is going to be the last man to try and bring one of Red Reserve's chances back into this one. He's going to find himself an AK at least. There's still 3 players to find. And the moment he takes his first challenge onto Netric, assuming he doesn't lose it, is just going to be the rest of the T side pushing on through towards his position to get to take down a 46 HP. And ForceBuy now closing in the pins as Larson out towards Hell, spots him out and takes him down. A wipe coming in from the ForceBuy side. 15-8 map point here on Nuke for this T side.
Yeah, looking very, very rough around the edges right now for this CT side as they sit with just some UMPs. A Mag 7 for BLD. ForceBuy very, very likely just to win it out right here, right now. There's already, the clock ticks on down. A Moonwalk coming in right now, it seems, from KS's. Well, Larson as well, they're all just loving it at this point. Things are going to unfold. And I think ForceBuy, realistically, what we'd be looking at here is a few sensible picks from the rifles. The pistols will almost certainly support as well. Things will get very up close and personal. But Red Reserve, I'd be shocked if they have the ability to really contest this. Now, I'm not sure if you see what I see.
Yeah, I see what you see. I'm being told it right now. It was actually the end of the match, 16-8 for for ForceBuy. Looks like the server has gone down towards the end of that matchup. But either way, it will be ForceBuy taking that matchup there. We're going to go over to a quick break, and the analysts are going to go break.